Welcome to the concluding session where Indian knowledge systems have been used for creating a global well-being curriculum. What is the difference between current knowledge system and Indian knowledge system? Who will benefit from identifying the difference? How will knowing this difference impact everybody? What makes well-being and moksha possible using Indian knowledge systems? Where will you be able to apply the ideas of this course? Take 5 minutes and write down your thoughts on why, after comprehending the differences, we should use the best of both Indian knowledge system and current knowledge system together. What is the way to comprehend both, etc. This course is offered after the OECD found that in the last 150 years, prosperity occurred with the spread of education and technology, but was sadly accompanied by social pain. The 2008 recession, which led to many questions about education, also led to this report of the OECD. To prevent social pain in future, it is creating a well-being curriculum by 2030. Can it afford to use the ideas of the last 150 years that led to the 2008 recession? Why has such a question been asked? Einstein says you cannot solve a problem by the same mindset that created the problem in the first place. Current knowledge, hence, may not be sufficient to prevent a repeat of 2008. So, should we use wisdom? Traditionally, all of us feel that we are wise. Eminent economist John Kenneth Galbraith concluded that traditional wisdom leads to the economics of innocent fraud. Hence, an alternative hypothesis of ancient wisdom of Indian knowledge systems is considered, and this has to be validated in education and life by all. Einstein seeks truth of reality of creation, and Galbraith reveals the truth of our time. What is the truth of creating well-being? Truth is revealed by evidence. A good question is, what evidence of Indian knowledge systems exists? The 2008 Nobel laureate in economics felt sad that no school of economics could predict the 2008 recession. A Chicago Booth professor, credited with its prediction, admitted to CNBC in 2019 that recessions can't be predicted. What can prevent them and create well-being? Investigations should be scientific. Nobel laureates too seek evidence-based economic theory. Indian knowledge systems evidence is shared for validation in this course, and this validation should be done by individuals, society, and the education system scientifically. What is the alternate hypothesis raised by IKS for validation? Indian knowledge systems wonders if the root of social pain is because 19th century academia reduced the importance of thought to human excreta. This is when ideas of current curriculum were formulated, guided by the principle that the mind secretes thought as the liver secretes bile. The 20th century recognized human need for rising psychologically to actualize human potential. Even quantum mechanics recognized the role of the mind. Yet, all social pain is not a natural calamity. It is caused by the working of the mind to the detriment of society. How can IKS education reverse this process? Indian knowledge system offers its evidence in this course. To prevent social pain, it seeks testing of its alternative ideas. Alternate hypothesis of Indian knowledge system is that current knowledge system is studying matter, energy and the mind separately. Indian knowledge system uses intellect to study them together. IKS studies energy that activates matter and the mind. Its well-being curriculum is simple. Speaking the truth makes the intellect search for it. This leads the mind to use righteous conduct. Self-restraint by all prevents social pain. The well-being curriculum worked on for last 15 years in current knowledge system wants to bring theory to practice. Indian knowledge system does the opposite. It uses practices like speaking the truth to create well-being theory. This is in line with evidence-based theory that Nobel laureates seek now. Indian knowledge systems adds inner search to its scientific search. The evidence shared is of Indian knowledge system using the curriculum of the current knowledge system. Indian knowledge system only adds its practices to current knowledge system that lead to an inner search. When the mind searches for truth in both the inside and the outside world, it leads to well-being and a realization of the full or the infinite human potential. Hence, speaking the truth is the first Indian knowledge system practice. It leads the intellect to always search for the truth in every situation. This is the simple conclusion of these 27 sessions. All subjects of study can use various methodologies, diagrams, analysis to explain this. Well-being is a personal and social goal. Indian knowledge system transforms the individual before it seeks to transform society. A diagram shows social pain resulting from being locked in a box of reality that quantum mechanics proves is false. It says that the box is false, but we are still locked in the box. The falsehood of this box of numbers should not be restricted to experiments in quantum mechanics. Indian knowledge system brings their visualization to the human mind. This declares the distinction of human race from other things in creation. Current knowledge system studies the science and maths of the physical cosmos without realizing the infinite human potential. For had it been realized, social pain would be averted and well-being achieved. What has prevented this in current knowledge system? What can be done? Integrating current and Indian knowledge system is now necessary in education. Indian knowledge system does not deny physical reality of the world, but it also seeks to comprehend the principle of quantum reality, which can make living in physical reality a state of dynamic balance for the individual and society. Just as each part of nature is in dynamic balance individually and collectively, Indian knowledge system approaches a study of nature with this humility by reducing the ego and 6 inner enemies of human nature to 0. Then it can overarch physical reality shown as a box of numbers, shapes, etc. to discover infinite human potential. A habit of speaking truth guides the intellect to search for it. This guides the mind to use discrimination in the world. Experience of oneness of energy is a self-transforming vision of truth that visible reality hides. The truth is one. The wise express it in different ways. What is the shape of truth? Does current knowledge system only study the differences? Indian knowledge system studies the unity that underlies different shapes in creation. It seeks to develop a vision that sees the oneness in the different ways the same energy principle expresses itself. This vision creates an empathy with all. Indian knowledge system investigates the truth using cooperation or Sehna Vavatu. To avoid any conflict in interpretation in all sessions, we use only interpretations given by the source which created the evidence which has been shared earlier. This source describes the mantra as together, all together we shall steadily grow. Together, all together we shall feed and foster fortune and friendship, full vigor and virtue. Together, all together, the knowledge we have gained, we shall brighten and brighten till it enlightens all. Together, all together, we shall share as friends the fortune we have earned, the vision and thrill. Together, all together, we shall acclaim peace till we raise its praise into worshipful deeds. This is the Sehna Vavatu approach that these sessions and the 18 lectures of the research ethics and research methodology use. The interaction in all these sessions is a joint exploration. The person who shares the IKS vision seeks to learn from the questions. Those keen to learn may seek to learn from the observations or experience of one imparting information about the IKS methodology. This is the beginning and process of Indian knowledge systems. How does it end? And how does this session end? Or this series of sessions end? It ends with the valedictory advice.
Yani asmakam swacharitani tani sevitavitani.
That is, only pick up the good qualities in me and others, and whatever good conduct you see in us, follow only that and nothing else. With this advice, the student proceeds with the practice of speaking the truth, following righteous conduct, because IKS or Indian knowledge system is all about practice. This course lays a deep emphasis on practice. Every attempt is made to make all the lectures very short. A 5-minute slot at the end of this lecture is being given for silent sitting. This is to enable the participant to mull over what is said. Whatever has been heard should be repeated in the mind so that it gets absorbed. Just as sugar is stirred in a cup of tea or coffee with a spoon, use the spoon of silence to stir the sugar of Indian knowledge systems in your mind. It takes some time for the tea or coffee to become sweet. Patience is very important. The perspectives shared in the course will seem meaningful only if such silent sitting is done to mull over what has been said. Else, the half an hour spent in delivering the lectures will be a waste of time. We welcome you to undertake an inner journey during these 5 minutes. Only then will knowledge that is outside you will become wisdom inside you. The time allocated for this is actually 20 minutes, not 5 minutes. The time should be increased gradually. This is also a time for the mind to take rest. In case it cannot do that, mull over whether the voice of the conscience has guided you at any time in life till now. We accept challenges for the physical body in games. In a gym, we can have a 20 minutes plank challenge. We may exchange challenges on the quantity of food we can eat. Can we go beyond such challenges to the second step of the Indian knowledge systems? Can we see if the mind itself can take rest and maybe stop working? Can we explore what will happen if it becomes zero? Remember, it is not good to challenge the mind. It rebels and makes you do the opposite of what you want it to do. It is far simpler to observe the mind. For doing this, first the physical body should move as little as possible. Observe the mind as it tells the body to move. You are not telling the body to move, the mind is telling the body to move. Observe the mind. Move away from the mind and see what it is forcing the body to do. Watch the mind as if you are sitting on a fan at a distance. When you are at home, Shavasana in yoga is a good posture for this practice. Try to first silence the body, then the mind. For those who have mastered this, they can try the next method. When you think of nothing, can you experience love without giving it a shape of a thing like your favorite food or a thing that you want to own or the physical form of a person? Can it just be love without an emotion to a person or a thing? Can it be love for the sake of love? How do you experience loving yourself? The purpose of this course is to help you discover yourself, that loving being beyond the body and the mind.